started it. It's going now.
Okay.
All right, wait. I wanted to get. I had some good. I'm in the tea section. Do you know what tonsil? Do you know what a tonsil is?
Yeah, in your mouth. You got in your mouth.
Yeah. It's either of a pair of prominent masses of lymphoid tissue that lie one on each side of the throat between the anterior and posterior pillars of the fauces. I didn't know about the fauces.
I don't know.
Fauces.
That's next level.
Tonicity. Do you know what tonicity is?
No. Tonics? Something about tonics?
The property of possessing tone, especially vigor of body and or mind. Muscular tonus.
Tonicity.
I don't know tonus. Tonus. Let me see if there were some good ones. Let me see. Oh, toothsome.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know toothsome? If you see a toothsome lady, do you want to kiss them or not?
Well, I'm thinking toothsome sounds like lots of teeth, but
How does that make you feel?
that
If I said the
If
lady
it's-
was
if-
toothsome.
I've only known people to not have as many teeth as they should or have the right number. So if they have
What if
like
I said the
more-
fried chicken was toothsome?
Ooh, is it like chewy? Like you're using your teeth too much?
No. It's just really good or really hot and sexy.
For sure.
From
no, of course.
It says agreeable, attractive, sexually attractive, a toothsome blonde, of palatable flavor and pleasing texture, delicious, crisp, toothsome fried chicken. Toothsomely.
Let's see.
How toothsomely of you that.
She's a very toothsome lady.
Yeah. Toothy, yeah, having or showing. You're thinking of toothy.
I was thinking of toothy.
Toothy.
Teeth.
Oh, tonus. Here's tonus. Just tone. Means
That's
tone.
different from
Tontine.
taunting.
Taunton.
Oh.
Tontine.
How taunt?
Taunton. You're right. It's taunton.
Okay.
A joint financial arrangement whereby the participants usually contribute equally to a prize that is awarded entirely to the participant that survives all the others. Bit of a taunton. Tontine.
Taunt stuff.
Taunton. Oh, tauntan.
Tauntan.
Taunton. Lorenzo, from the French, Lorenzo Tonti. He's an Italian banker. Wait, he's an Italian banker?
Okay.
You gotta look into this. But yeah, he apparently he's like, what if we do a thing where we all put in the money and then whoever doesn't die gets all the money?
Okay, I like
That's
that.
a tontine.
That's
taunton.
That's like
A bit of a tauntan.
That's very banker.
Yeah, sort of an Italian banker. And it says he's
They
around
love banking.
1695.
Yeah,
this
they
Italian
love
banker.
banking. I feel like that's most of what they
Sort
were
of a
doing
weird
back
banking
then.
oath to take.
Yeah.
Taunton. Still unclear. I don't understand
Whoever
all the little
doesn't
letters.
Die? So like
Yeah.
just
Is awarded entirely to the participant who survives all the others, yeah.
you were trying to kill each other, bro.
Let's see what else we got. This was one, and I was like, I wonder. Oh, this is one where you might know it from anime.
Okay.
Tonsure.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but maybe in context, I could probably be like, oh, I know what you meant by that sentence.
So the tonsure is when you have you shave your head as a monk, just the top part.
Oh, like a line.
No, it's
Oh,
just.
like, I know what you're
let me
saying. I know
read
what you're
it.
saying.
It says,
Yes.
the Roman Catholic or Eastern rite of admission to the clerical state by clipping or shaving a portion of the head. The shaven crown or patch worn by monks and other clerics a bald spot resembling
Yeah.
a tonsure.
Yeah, you look like you're balding, but you have the hair on the sides. You look like my grandpa.
Tonsure as a verb is to shave the head.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Don't make me tonsure you.
Oh, that's you show you're committed.
Yeah.
You're not in the game. You're not in until we shave your shit.
Yeah. Then no toothsome lass will want to.
No toothsome lass will.
Will want to get with you.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Tophus.
Nope.
A deposit of urates in tissues as cartilage, characteristic of gout.
Yeah. Okay.
I got some tophus. Watch out.
Doctor says tophus is too much.
Let's see what else we got.
Terrible.
Oh, Tori. With 2 eyes.
What? Italian.
Do you think Italian words have 2 eyes?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't
They
know.
don't usually do that, I don't
Maybe
think.
more of a. I don't know what places.
It's a Japanese gateway of light construction commonly built at the approach to a Shinto shrine.
Oh, okay. I see the picture. Yeah.
Tori.
I know those.
Yeah.
Didn't know that's what it was called.
It's the Tori.
For sure.
Tornado?
Yes.
What's that? What is
that? A gust of wind that goes really fast in a circle. Usually really, really fast, and it can break stuff up. Known from Kansas.
What shape?
It's shaped like a funnel.
There you go. That's what funnel-shaped.
That felt good.
Funnel-shaped cloud that progresses in a narrow path over the land. That's the one
Dorothy.
we're talking about. Tornillo.
It's a tornado in Italy.
It just means screw in Spanish.
Okay, that screw kind of looks like a tornado.
Tornillo. Yeah, twister.
Yeah.
Like a twist. It's twisting.
That's
like
cool.
a screw.
Wow.
There you go. Corkscrew.
Language is crazy.
Yeah. Tornadic. Relating to tornadoes.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any other good.
That movie Twisters is so tornadic.
Tornadic. How tornadic of you? I haven't really indulged much in the tornadic cinema. I don't know about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, T's good. T's a great letter.
Tough.
Oh yeah, this is all tough. Yeah.
Tooth.
Yeah, but none of I know all this stuff. Touch me not.
Touch me not is in the dictionary.
Yeah.
That's not a fake thing from Arrested Development.
What is this? One of the typically having crimson spotted orange flowers.
For sure.
They have yellow to white flowers, sometimes spotted with brownish red.
Yeah, flowers are the naming of flowers.
It's a touch me not
crazy.
flower.
Yeah.
This is the
Somewhat crazy.
This is the wet Matilda.
Yeah, I don't.
We got the moist lady. We call this one the moist lady.
Ponytail.
Let me get 2 more.
That's 2 is a T as well. Yeah.
Tracheotomy.
Yes, with the from smoking too much, right? Oh no,
Kind
that's
of,
when you
yeah,
gotta use a
kind
ball.
of.
You gotta use a pen.
Yeah,
You gotta
surgical
stab.
operation of cutting into the trachea through the skin. Yeah.
That's when you only have a pen. You gotta do a surgery.
That's one of my favorite words, tracheotomy.
That's a cool
It's a great word.
sub.
It's one of the big
The main
words.
surgery I think that they do in medicine.
Towardliness. The quality or state of being toward or towardly.
Yeah, man. That's striking.
Okay, wait. Let me get all of toward.
British.
Okay, here's all of toward. One also towards. Okay, toward. Okay, coming soon, imminent, happening at the moment. 2, quick to learn, apt. Okay, B. Wait, propitious favoring. Propitious?
They're always adding stuff to the dictionary.
Toward.
They really need to take stuff out of the dictionary.
Toward. In the direction of. That's the one I know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
We can
number 2.
just- hey,
yeah.
that's
We don't have regular. We don't have that first toward.
I'm gonna do an edit of the dictionary of stuff we can call it off.
I think they have a lot of dictionaries that are much shorter, but we need the advanced ones.
The full
that has all the old slurs in it for when we're reading stuff.
There's gotta be a certain a bell that goes off when a word hasn't been said in 50 years. That you can pull it.
Yeah, and I have apologized. I didn't know that thing I was saying was a slur, and it wasn't in the dictionary. I looked it up later.
Oh,
it was really bad.
Oh, the thing.
No, it's something I said when we were reading the jazz guy thing. Transgenic. No, these aren't good. Transplant. These are all the trans ones. These are easy.
Yeah, that's when you move from New York to LA.
Trice.
Yes.
We looked up trice. We were talking about trice last time. We talked about trice last time. It's just a brief period of time.
Oh, wow.
Just a trice.
Just a trice.
All right, that's been
a wee trice. That's been
the
dictionary.
Have the poems? Let me hit a poem.
Yeah.
That you've bookmarked.
I'll let Joyce hand it over.
Oh, you have 2 bookmarked?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do the first. This one.
I'll do... Yeah, you can do either one, actually. Both pretty solid.
This one's after lunch. You could do after lunch.
Yeah, I'll let you do the other one. Yeah, that's him.
That's not a poem.
Okay, yeah.
That's not a poem. You didn't do a poem.
Well, I thought it was kind of it was more of an
That's just his
poem.
life. That's just an introduction.
Okay.
It's about him. You think we should just read about him?
I didn't realize that's what this book was. I thought everything in here was a poem.
Well, this is just an introduction about the life of Po Chu Yi. Yeah, he's one of the...
I see.
He's a poet.
I see. I'm seeing
I'll
more.
do a different one. I'll pick a different... We've done a Po Chu Yi before.
About how this book works.
We've done one Po Chu Yi before. Dang. That was the one we did last time. Okay. Being on duty all night in the palace and dreaming of Shin Yu Temple.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I was looking at.
This one's good, yeah. And this is Po Chu Yi, I believe. Yeah,
I think we're still
in Po Chu Yi.
Being on duty all night.
Being on duty all night in the palace and dreaming of Shin Yu Temple.
Nice.
At the western window, I paused from writing rescripts. Can you look up rescripts? Rescripts. R-E script. That's just he's copying something. He's rescripting it.
How does he say it?
R-E script.
No, yeah. How does he use it?
He's paused from writing rescripts.
Oh. Yeah,
I feel
he's
like that's copying something, right?
You're we need more of them.
He's making copies of the classics, of the Confucian classics and stuff. R-E-S-C. R-E-S-C-R.
S-T-S-P.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I know what it...
R-E... Oh. Okay, here we go.
Because I know prescription. I don't know rescript. Rescript.
Yes.
Rescript.
Okay, here we go. Rescript.
Noun?
A
noun. I understand.
Don't know if it's a noun.
I understand of writing a script again.
Oh yeah, noun. Okay, yeah. Rescript, noun, a written answer of Romanian emperor or of pope to a legal inquiry or petition.
Oh, that's for sure.
That's
Wait,
probably
what is it? Wait, read it again.
A written answer of a Roman emperor or of a pope to a legal inquiry or petition.
So yeah, he's like a scholar and he's working for the emperor.
An official or authoritative order, decree, edict, or announcement.
And he's writing for the king or whatever.
Or he says an instance of rewriting.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's for sure those other ones because he's working for the king.
It's, yeah.
And so it's the king is too dumb to write.
Yeah,
the king isn't good at writing.
If you're the king, you're not writing.
You're I'm going to get the guy who's the best at writing.
Hanging
people
out
are going
to
read. 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
Okay. At the western window, I paused from writing rescripts. Semicolon. The pines and bamboos were all buried in stillness. Period. The moon rose and a calm wind came. Suddenly, it was like an evening in the hills. And so, as I dozed, I dreamed of the southwest, and I thought I was staying at Shinyu Temple. When I woke and heard the dripping of the palace clock, I still thought it the murmur of a mountain stream. Then there's a footnote, and it says Shinyu Temple is where Po-Chu-I used to spend his holidays.
Oh, nice.
So imagine, he's talking about Schlitterbahn.
He's talking about.
He's like working for the president and dreaming about Schlitterbahn.
About when he could go down to.
And I like that the king has this like water clock. He has like a clock that runs on water.
Nice, that's sick.
Because it says, when I woke and heard the dripping of the palace clock. Chinese people have clocks that run on water, I think. That's what that's about, right?
It's just some sort of like using water as like power to.
Yeah, it's,
something.
Like a hydro clock.
Hydro
clock.
One of those classic hydro
I think there's a Chinese water clock. Like a, write me in if that's wrong. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the historians are cool. Those are...
He was having a great time.
I think it was like a Korean historian that he wrote down like, the king asked me to write good stuff about him, and I will not. And he like added in the books that like he was asked to change stuff.
Really? That's like, let me see what.
Yeah, what do we got?
Section the lunch one's in. Because the lunch is 2:00.
Yeah, I thought it was more of an abstract.
2:15. We're still in Po-Chu-I territory.
I see.
The imminence of Po-Chu-I.
I could do this other one instead, the next to it.
You do both.
Okay. After lunch.
This one's for the hungry people.
This is out. If you're hungry, maybe maybe turn this off until you can eat.
Or if you've already eaten.
Yeah, because
after lunch.
Yeah. If you're still hungry, don't listen to this.
No, I think if you're hungry, it'd help you be like, dang, maybe it's bad after lunch. I don't know. Do you think it's gonna be positive or negative?
That's a really.
After lunch? Is it kind of bittersweet because you've already eaten?
You've already eaten and you're so sleepy, but you can't go to sleep.
And you can't eat a second lunch.
Yes.
You have to wait until dinner. That's the worst part about after lunch.
That's the worst part about after lunch is you can't eat a second lunch. He probably had the same perspective. We're going to find out, but he probably had the same perspective. Okay, well, this takes back what I just said, actually. After lunch, one short nap. On waking up, 2 cups of tea.
Let's go! This dude lives the life.
Knows how to fucking live, bro.
This is what it's all about.
Raising my head, I see the sun's light, once again slanting to the southwest. Those who are happy regret the shortness of the day. Those who are sad tire of the year's sloth. Damn, that's right.
Dang. It's all about. It's both.
That's true.
The answer was both.
Shit. But those whose hearts are devoid of joy or sadness just go on living, regardless of short or long. Damn.
Amen, brother.
Amen. If you don't feel anything, it doesn't matter how long the day is.
Yeah, he's like, I don't do anything.
It seems like maybe
he's kind of just chilling and like riding with a really big brush.
Yeah. I take a nap. And then
I drink a bunch of tea.
I
get the biggest brush out and write with it.
And then that's it, kind of. It's funny that it's followed by this next poem, where after lunch is kind of like,
just chill.
I don't really do anything, huh? And the next one's called I'm being removed from Hunsang and sent to Chunko.
Oh, this one's good. I think I've read this one.
You read this one on here?
No, just in my own time.
And it says a remote place in the mountains of Pa.
Yes.
In parentheses, Szechuan.
Oh, wow.
Szechuan. Before this, I was stationed at Sunyang. Already, I regretted the fewness of friends and guests. Suddenly, bearing a stricken heart, I left the gates with nothing to comfort me. henceforth relegated to deep seclusion in a bottomless gorge, flanked by precipitous mountains. 5 months on end, the passage of boats is stopped. By the piled billows that toss and leap like colts, the inhabitants of Pa resemble wild apes.
What is Pa? How do you spell it?
P-A. That's what we were talking about earlier. It's a remote place in the mountains
Pa?
of Pa.
I thought it might be Po.
It's P-A.
It's P-A, yeah. Pa.
It's a region.
Sichuan. That's the south.
South, kind of west, I guess.
Yeah. Or it's like in the middle.
Mm. The inhabitants of
That's
Pa...
the west. Everywhere that's not the very east
that's
is the west
kind of where
in
I'm coming
China.
from. Yeah, that's...
It's sort
unfortunate.
of mainland, sort of Beijing.
They need to move, yeah.
Justin kind of has a Beijing
I
perspective.
have more of a... I aim into that.
I have more of an Inner Mongolian perspective.
Mm-hmm. The inhabitants of Pa resemble wild apes. Fierce and lusty, they fill the mountains and prairies.
They love peppers. I know they love peppers. We'll see if that comes into play.
2 lines left in my...
Amongst... They eat hot peppers.
And then they eat hot peppers to the end. Among such as these, I cannot hope for friends. And am pleased with anyone who is even remotely human. This guy... even kind of rude.
Yeah.
That I guess that you're not as... they don't get to hang out all day and drink tea.
Language, maybe.
They're not having this many naps.
They don't speak classical Chinese or whatever. Well, this guy speaks.
Yeah, if you went to different regions...
Throw them away.
Oh, sure.
They're done. You gonna hit another punch?
I don't know. Is that... Yeah.
You can hit as many more as you want.
Okay, this is good. After collecting the autumn taxes... From my high castle, I look at the town below, where the natives of Pa cluster like swarms of flies. We're still here, and
dude,
we still hate them. We still don't view them as human.
It, dude.
Swarms of flies. How can I govern these people and lead them all right?
Should we read his little bio maybe after this?
Yeah, because he was in charge.
Yeah,
how can I govern
you're
these
the
people?
King of Pa.
Like, I thought he was just hanging out. I didn't realize.
He's trying to.
How can I govern these people? How can I govern these people and lead them aright?
But maybe it's like one of those country songs where it's like from the perspective of the king.
Oh, sure. It's a bit of a...
But the other ones have been so like, I am Po Chui.
Yeah.
So I can't tell.
I am eating lunch. I am drinking tea.
It's me. Hey, it's me, Po Chui.
Yeah, maybe this is from the perspective of the king.
I can't tell.
But at least I am glad now that the taxes are in.
He loves
the government, man. I'm telling you. They're like, all they care about when the taxes are in. Even back then, back in the day.
The check cashed.
The same. I could sit easy. I got all the wheat.
Now I don't have to do anything for the whole year.
I fear its prosperity is not due to me. Oh wait, sorry, I skipped the line. But at least I am glad now that the taxes are in, to learn that in my province there is no discontent. Nice. They pay their taxes; they're fine.
They're happy.
They're happy. I fear its prosperity is not due to me. It was only caused by the year's abundant crops. The papers that lie on my desk are simple and few. My house by the moat is leisurely and still.
That's cool. He's like, it sucks, and it's kind of going great.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Everything's great. And he's like, it wasn't my fault that they did good. Everybody was just, the weather was chill this year.
That's like one of the biggest plot, storylines of like Chinese history. It's and then the weather was bad.
The weather was bad for like 12 years, and it kind of fucked everybody up.
Everyone did really poorly. In the autumn rain, the berries fall from the eaves. At the evening bell, the birds return to the wood. Right. Broken sunlight quavers over the southern porch, where I lie on my couch, abandoned to idleness. This guy's main thing was just
he's on the couch,
hanging out. Let you find that.
Yeah, he keeps saying like I'm laying down,
hanging out too much.
No one has ever mentioned laying down this much. To just be like, hey, I'm here laying down. It's pretty nice, but also I'm
running
for you
from laying down. Everyone pays their taxes, so it's fine.
Kind of bummed out.
Yeah, they're like barely. I mean, poems can do whatever, but it's mostly just being like, "Hey, I don't know. I mean, like they did it, but I'm kind of sad."
Okay, Po Chui was born at Taiyuan in Shanxi. Most of his childhood was spent at Zhengyang at Honan. His father was a second-class assistant department magistrate. He tells us that his family was poor and often in difficulties. He seems to have settled permanently in Chang'an in 801, the year.
Yes.
This town, lying near the northwest frontier, Inner Mongolia.
Oh, it's you. Yeah.
We love Inner Mongolia. Was the political capital of the empire. In its situation, it somewhat resembled Madrid. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, Arthur Whaley. In its situation, it's somewhat... Oh, yeah, I said that. Luoyang, the eastern city, owing to its milder climate and more accessible position, became like Seville in Spain, a kind of social capital. So we all know how Spain is kind of set up traditionally, where we have
Seville,
Madrid and Seville.
sort of social.
Sort of a Madrid versus Seville, but it's... We got Chang'an and Luoyang. Yeah. Soon afterwards, he met Yuan Qin, then aged 22, who was destined to play so important a part in his life. Can't tell if that's a lady or a man. 5 years later, during a temporary absence from the city, he addressed Yuan in the following poem. Since I left my home to seek the official state, 7 years I have lived in Chang'an. What have I gained? Only you, Yuan. So hard is it to bind friendships fast. We have roamed on horseback under the flowering trees. We have walked in the snow and warmed our hearts with wine. Still can't tell what the gender of this person is. We have met and parted at the western gate, and neither of us bothered to put on cap or belt. Oh, so I guess they're guys. We did not go up together for examination. Yeah, they're guys. We were not serving in the same Department of State. The bond that joined us lay deeper than outward things. The rivers of our souls spring from the same well.
Sounds great.
Of Yuan's experience at this time, we may guess something from a picture which still survives in copy. It shows him, a youthful, elegant figure, visiting his cousin, Tsu Yi Ying, who was a lady-in-waiting at court. Yuan told of his intrigue in the story of Cui Ying. See page 299. Upon this fragment is founded the famous 14th century drama, The Western Pavilion. Interesting. That was the footnote. I did the footnote.
Nice.
You gotta go back. Where was the foot? Oh, yeah. At this period of his life, Poe made friends with difficulty, not being, as he tells us, a master of such accomplishments as calligraphy, painting, chess, or gambling, which tend to bring men together in pleasurable intercourse. Two older men, Tang Chu and Ting Feng, liked his poetry and showed him much kindness. Another, the politician Kung Tan, won his admiration on public grounds. But all three died soon before he got to know them. Later, he made 3 friends with whom he maintained a lifelong intimacy. The poet Liu Yuxi, called Ming Te, and the 2 officials Li Qin and Sui Xuan Liang. In 805, Yuan Qin was banished for provocative behavior towards a high official. There you go. He had some provocative behavior towards a high official. The Tang history relates the episode as follows. Yuan was staying the night at the Fu Shui Inn. Just as he was preparing to go to sleep in the main hall, the court official Li Shi Yan also arrived. Yuan Qin should have offered to withdraw from the hall. He did not do so, and a scuffle ensued. Yuan locked out of the building, took off his shoes, and stole round to the back, hoping to find another way in. Li followed with a whip and struck him across the face.
Nice.
Wait, what happened?
We should have withdrawn.
But then he came back,
Your
and he didn't
place.
have shoes on, and then that guy hit him in the face with a whip.
The judge, I think.
The other guy, not the guy who's in trouble.
Yeah.
The guy who's in trouble got hit in the face.
He should have let him
with a
have
whip.
the spot and then
Right.
went away. Got his whip.
Yeah, he went to sleep in the main hall of the Fui Shui Inn.
Damn.
But the high court official
Provocative.
Louis Shui Huan also arrived. Yeah, you gotta move. If
Yeah,
the
he
higher
comes
court
in-
official shows up,
You guys know that.
you gotta vacate the main hall for
Yeah,
sure.
That's all.
The separation was a heavy blow for Po Chu-yi. In a poem, Climbing Alone to the Lo Yu Gardens, he says, I look down on the 12 city streets, red dust flanked by green trees, coaches, and horsemen alone fill my eyes. I do not see who my heart longs to see. Kung Tan has died at Lo Yang. Yuan Qin is banished to Qing Min.
Damn.
In 804, on the death of his father, and again in 811, on the death of his mother. Dang, we got a lot more.
Yeah.
Did you want to hit it?
Sure. Where we
you
at?
gotta hit it. Just the top.
Okay.
Let's.
In 804, on the death of his father, and again in 811, on the death of his mother, he spent periods of retirement in the Wei River near Chang'an. It was during the second of these periods that he wrote the long poem, 260 lines, called Visiting the Wuxing Temple.
That's a good one.
Nice. Soon after his return to Chang'an, which took place in the winter of 814, he fell into official disfavor. In two long memorials entitled On Stopping the War, he had criticized the handling of a campaign against an unimportant tribe of Tartus, which he considered had been unduly prolonged.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't be doing this.
Don't do that,
Keep that shit
dude.
to yourself, bro. You're like, oh, what if we had the king?
They weren't even important.
No, he's the king. Let him. He knows what's best. In a series of poems, he had satirized the rapacity of minor officials. He called attention to the intolerable sufferings of the masses. Seems like he really went off the rails after he lost his friend.
All his friends were really
mom.
old and died.
He started just like talking shit.
And he was just like, yeah.
Never
Out
good.
of pocket.
He released a bunch of satirical poems.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Don't do that.
His enemies soon found an opportunity of silencing him.
How?
In 814, the prime minister, Wu Yinghing, was assassinated in broad daylight by an agent of the revolutionary leader, Wu Yunqi. Poe, in the memorial to the throne, pointed out the urgency of remedying the prevailing discontent. He held at this time the post of assistant secretary to the prince's tutor. Okay,
That's huge, bro.
That's
huge, bro.
Guess.
Assistant secretary to the.
It's like you see him like once a month. Well,
You're in the room.
Yeah.
He's in the room sometimes when they go to the bathroom.
He should not have criticized the prime minister
True.
until the official censors had spoken, for he held a
Yes.
palace appointment which did not carry with it the right of censorship. Okay. His opponents also raked up another charge. His mother had met her death by falling into a well while looking at flowers. That does seem suspicious.
Yeah,
She
that's
was-
like a Sopranos death.
Yeah, it's not. Because it's like, she knew.
She
not
was
to
at
fall.
the well. They just were like, let's pick this lady up and throw her in
Yeah.
the well.
Oh, she fell into the well. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
In 814 or 811, a woman falls into a well. I
She's
think that's-
old, though.
Yeah, that's true. She tripped.
And if she's like, oh, well, let me get this. Oh, look at these flowers.
Look into it. You gotta stop.
Or there's like flowers growing in the well and she's trying to pick them, or
I don't know. Maybe she
there's
tripped.
flowers in the well.
She tripped. She kind of fell and like slipped on a banana.
There's flowers, right? What about the flowers?
Well, she was looking at flowers, but I assume the well is like next to the flowers. I don't know why the flowers are important.
Maybe the well wall
She was
is low. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's lower than we're thinking, and you could kind of trip into it.
We need them to release the files on the death.
Let us know about the. Yeah, this is like the staircase.
Yeah. You're gonna have to look into this more.
This is the James.
Chewy had written 2 poems entitled "In Praise of Flowers" and "The New Well."
Dang. Rip mom.
It was claimed that by choosing such subjects, he had infringed the laws of filial piety.
That's being nice to your parents.
Oh.
That's huge.
Okay.
Filial piety is huge
filial,
in China.
okay. Filial piety.
Yeah, filial piety is huge, man.
Oh, because he's saying
He's
saying that maybe it was
dissing his mom.
he liked in praise of flowers. Okay, interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying.
That's interesting.
I think it's a subtle diss.
That's a loose charge.
But I think they're just looking for anything.
Yeah.
To get him. Everybody's
That's
trying to get
that's a lot of backstory for the court to. And then he had a poem called
Your Honor.
I present to you his other poems. Okay. It was claimed oh yeah, I already said that. He was banished to Qikang with the rank of sub-prefect.
Shit.
Seems
No.
After 3 years, he was given the governorship of Chungchao, a remote place in Sichuan. So, I mean, not doing too bad. He's in charge.
Yeah.
On the way up the Yangtze,
But
he met young Qin after 3 years of separation. Oh, he's banished. Yeah, he got banished too. Oh, yeah. Maybe he was like, man, I gotta get my ass banished.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit.
I gotta get out of there.
Oh, you're out of here too?
They spent a
You
few
live in
days.
Utah as well.
They spent a few days together at Yicheng exploring the rock caves of the neighborhood. That's cool.
Wow, we love caves.
We do love caves. Qingchao is noted for its many flowers and exotic trees,
Watch out.
which were a constant delight to its new governor. In praise of flowers.
Nice.
In the winter of 819, he was recalled to the capital and became a second-class assistant secretary.
Shit.
It's crazy. You have like a terrible job at the Capitol, and they're like, you're out of here. You're gonna be in charge
You're the governor
of the other place, and they come back and you're the governor. They're like, yeah, you're like the
you're the janitor
assistant
now.
secretary. Yeah.
You're in charge of the.
Yeah,
that is the coolest part about
shit.
Chinese stuff is like the whole organizational
The bureaucracy
setup.
is
Yeah, and they're like that's up or down, and then you're the assistant to the thing.
It seems really delightful to be part of the bureaucracy in ancient China.
Especially if you're up top.
Yeah,
or you're working your way. You take the exams.
You're just once you get through the exams.
Take the first round of exams. It goes well. You take the second round of exams. That goes well as well. You take that third round of exams.
They were doing exams so long ago.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy. They were doing exams so long ago.
I hope he becomes involved in the exams. I saw there was a poem about the exams.
Became second class assistant secretary. About this time, young Qin, also his friend, also returned to the city.
Yeah, that guy rules.
Cool.
His homie.
Y'all
his
gotta
ride or die.
just tighten it up. Tighten it up. Be a little more respectful.
Yeah.
We gotta learn our lessons this time.
Yeah, keep it inside the pocket.
Yeah. In 812, Emperor Mao Zedong came to the throne. His arbitrary misgovernment soon caused a fresh rising in the northwest, an uprising, I guess.
Okay. That's where Portuguese from.
Remonstrated in a series of memorials and was again removed from the capital. Did not learn at all. Yeah. Immediately.
But it does seem tricky.
No, I mean...
I feel like we wouldn't do much better.
He had morals, and he stood on them. And so you gotta respect that.
I think he might have just slipped up.
It is it's probably very unclear of what is wanted.
I don't know. What's happening ever. You're like, oh, damn.
That's bad? Okay.
Oh, yeah, that guy's the king now. Fuck. Shit. I forgot that guy's the king.
He's
should have written that about that certain flower.
Well, one time.
That's his flower.
Fuck. He was again removed from the capital, this time to governor of the important town of Hangzhou. Yan now held a judicial post at Ningpo, and the two were occasionally able to meet. So
that's good.
In 824, 3 years later, his governorship expired.
2024 now.
Ooh.
So that was 1,400 years ago? Or 12? No, just 1,200. 1,200.
Hold up.
1,200.
No. Yes.
1,200. Because it's 1,224.
Yeah.
824.
12 minus 8 is 4. We figured it out. In 824, his governorship expired, and he lived with the nominal rank of imperial tutor. Sounds great. at the village of Li Tao Li near Loyang. It was here that he took into his household 2 girls, Fan Su and Man Su,
Okay.
whose singing and dancing enlivened his retreat. Okay. He also brought with him from Hangzhou a famous, in quotes, Indian rock, and 2 cranes of the celebrated, in quotes, Houting breed. Oh, 2 cranes. He brought in 2 cranes and an Indian rock.
That's good.
That's cool. This rock's from India, y'all. Pretty sweet.
I'm Buddhist.
Other amenities of his life at the time were a recipe for making sweet wine. That's what's up.
Okay.
The gift of Jin Hao Hezin, a harp melody taught to him by Siyu Swang Liang, and a song called Autumn Thoughts, brought by the concubine of visitors from Szechuan.
Autumn thoughts. I'm thinking of autumn. Autumn thoughts. Oh, the trees are getting a different color
Pumpkin
and the
spice
leaves
content.
are falling everywhere. But I'm just
The
inside
Emperor's
and
gonna
I'm
release the
thinking
pumpkin
about it.
beer.
And it's not even autumn yet. At the end, you go, it's not even autumn.
It's not even autumn.
You thought it was autumn. I'm just thinking.
No, we're still
Autumn thoughts.
It's almost September.
Autumn thoughts.
In 825, he became governor of Suzhou. Here at the age of 53, he enjoyed a kind of second youth,
Hell yes.
much more sociable than that of 30 years before.
He's back.
We're back, baby. We're on top again.
What's up with Chang Yuan?
We find him endlessly picnicking and feasting. Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, people ask, hey, what's been up with you lately? Pretty much just endlessly picnicking.
Yeah,
And
kind
then
of.
they're like, wait, are you homeless? It's like an endless picnic. Did you lose it?
I lost it, but I found it.
Okay. Endlessly picnicking.
Endlessly picnicking and feasting.
And feasting.
But after 2 years, illness obliged him to retire.
Dang. From picnicking?
Yeah, maybe could have pulled it back a little bit.
Pull the picnicking back.
If you were if for 2 years before getting really sick, you were known for endlessly feasting, maybe
Probably could have, yeah.
Could cut it back a
chilled
little
out
bit.
A little bit on whatever the...
him and his friend were never about
Yeah.
reeling it in. He held various posts at the capital, but again fell ill. In 829, settled at Luoyang as governor of the province of Huan. Here, his first son, Atsuyi, was born, but died the following year.
No!
In 831, Yao Qin also died. His friend.
Oh, that guy ruled!
Crazy. Henceforth, though, for 13 years, he continued to hold nominal posts. He lived a life of retirement. In 832, he repaired an unoccupied part of a monastery at Lumin,
That's
a few
sick.
miles south of Yuyang.
That's
He
cool.
He was like fixing up an old
What have
car,
I been
basically.
doing? Yeah, I was at a monastery, just kind of, tricking it out, restoring it. What have I been doing? I'm restoring old churches in the countryside. Endlessly picnicking, feasting, restoring historical monuments.
This is funny. Once he was invited to dinner 8 other elderly and retired officials. The occasion was recorded in a picture entitled "The 9 Old Men at Husuan." There was no evidence that his association with them was otherwise than transient, though legend. See Memories Concierge Chinese. Okay. It's just like in French, and they're saying like Chinese in French is like Chinios or something.
Yeah, chinois.
Has invested the incident with an undue importance. He amused himself at this time by writing a description of his daily life, which would be more interesting if it were not so closely modeled by a famous memoir by Tao Qin. In the winter of 839, he was attacked by paralysis.
What?
Not, that's my word's gonna fuck me up. Paralysis.
Oh, paralysis?
Paralysis. Thank you. And lost the use of his left leg.
No!
After many months in bed, he was again able to visit his garden, carried by Juman,
Carry me.
favorite monk.
Carry me, my favorite monk.
In 842, man. In 842,
Keeps going, bro.
Li Husui, the last survivor of the 4 friends, was a constant visitor at the monastery.
My 4 friends.
Oh, he won the
Taunton.
he won the Taunton. Wow.
This guy's sort of a Taunton.
This Lucy won the Taunton. Last survivor of the four friends, the constant visitor at the monastery, in quotes, went to wander with Yukshin in Hades. That's cool. The monk Juman also died. The remaining
rules.
Damn, that guy was carrying it. He died. The remaining years of Poe's life were spent in collecting and arranging his complete works. Copies were presented to the principal monasteries in the towns with which he had been connected.
Nice.
He died in 846, leaving instructions that his funeral should be without pomp, that he should be buried not in the family tomb at Sui Kei, but Juman side, in the Swinshin Monastery. He decided that a posthumous title should not be awarded.
Nice.
The most striking characteristic of
If
Poe...
you restore the old church, you're like, please bury me at the old church.
Yeah, I kind of been working on this for a reason, y'all.
It's really cool there.
Yeah.
I kind of been tricking it out for people to come visit.
He asked not to be awarded a posthumous title.
Yeah, I think you can get different names.
At the
You know,
end.
you get different
He
names.
just
all the
wanted to be
time.
poetry.
No, he has another name, too.
The most striking characteristic of his poetry is its verbal simplicity. There's a story that he was in the habit of reading his poems to an old peasant woman and altering any expression which she could not understand. I like that a lot. Not like doing that, but like it was like he wants dumb people to get it, which I respect. The poems of his contemporaries were mere elegant diversions, which enabled the scholar to display his erudication, or the literary jugular, his dexterity. Poe expounded his theory of poetry in a letter to Yukshin. Like Confucius, he regarded art solely as a method of conveying instruction. He is not the only great artist who has advanced this untenable theory. He accordingly valued his didactic poems far above his other works. But it's obvious that much of his best poetry conveys no moral whatever. He admits indeed that among his miscellaneous stanzas, many were inspired by some momentary sensation or passing event. A single laugh or a single sigh were rapidly translated into verse. That's it. Yeah, there's some more. I think that's a good spot to end on that one.
Yeah. Let me see at the end. Does he die?
Well, he
I
already
guess
died.
he already died, yeah. And it's just them talking about
I think it's more to like going in.
Even during his lifetime, his reputation had reached Japan, and great writers like Michizane were not ashamed to borrow from him. He is still held in high repute, is the subject of the No play, and has even become a kind of Shinto deity. It is significant that the only copy of his works in the British Museum is a 17th century Japanese edition. It is usual to close a biographical notice with an attempt to describe the character of one's subject, but I hold myself absolved from such a task, for the poems which follow will enable the reader to perform it for himself. So,
He's about connecting with people.
look, yeah, he's a cool guy.
Cool guy. Possibly. He's all about his fellas.
Yeah. And then we were going to get into Tales of Folly and Greed.
Yes.
I'll go first. This is from we got the Chinese Fairy Tales and Fantasies, translated and edited by Moss Roberts. Pantheon. Another Pantheon joint. So this is the Magic Pear Tree. What do you think's going to happen? There's a Magic
He's,
Pear Tree.
well, I am a bit biased. I know these are about folly of greed. I think he's gonna start like selling the pears.
A farmer came from the country to sell his pears in the market.
Okay. Yep.
You're right. You're in the zone.
I think maybe.
They were juicy and fragrant, and his sales were booming. When a Taoist priest, wearing tattered scars and coarse cotton clothes, appeared at the wagon and begged for some fruit, the farmer shooed him away, but he refused to leave. The farmer's voice rose until he was screaming and cursing. "Your wagon holds hundreds of pears," said the priest, "and I ask only for one. That's no great loss, sir. Why get so angry?" The crowd tried to persuade the farmer to part with a bruised pear and be rid of the man, but the farmer indignantly refused. At last, a market guard saw that the uproar was getting out of hand and put up a few coins for a piece of fruit to throw to the priest. Hands clasped above his head, the priest thanked the guard. Then he turned to the crowd and said, "We who have left the world find man's greed hard to understand. Let me offer some choice pears to all you good customers." "Now let you have your pear," someone said. Why don't you eat it yourself?" "All I need was a seed for planting," replied the priest. And holding the fruit in both hands, he gobbled it up. Then he took the little shovel that he carried on his back and dug several inches into the ground. He placed the seed in the hole and covered it with earth. The priest called for hot water, and a bystander, with a taste for mischief, fetched some from a nearby shop. The priest poured the water over the seed he had planted. Every eye was now on him.
Probably not going to grow.
You think it'll kind of backfire?
I mean, a seed takes a while to turn into a tree. It's probably take a couple of years.
Behold, a tiny shoot appeared. Steadily, it increased in size until it became a full-grown tree with twigs and leaves in unruly profusion. In a flash, it burst into bloom and then into fruit. Masses of large, luscious pears filled its branches. The priest turned to the tree, plucked the pears, and began presenting them to the onlookers.
Wait, hold up. But there's a guy selling pears. What about him?
In a short while, the fruit was gone. Then with his shovel, the priest started to chop the tree. Ting! Ting! The blows rang out in the air until finally the tree fell. Taking the upper part of the tree onto his shoulders, the priest departed with a relaxed gait and an untroubled air. During all this, the farmer had been part of the crowd, gaping with outstretched neck and forgetting his business. But when the priest departed, the farmer noticed that his wagon was empty. And then the suspicion came to him that it was his own pears which had been presented to the crowd. Looking more carefully, he saw that a handle had been chopped off the wagon.
What?
That a handle had been chopped off the wagon.
This is like fate.
In vexation, he searched until he found it lying at the foot of a wall. And now he realized that the pear tree had been cut down. He had seen cut down was the handle of his wagon.
Of course. Oh, no.
Of the priest, there was no sign at all, but the marketplace was in an uproar of laughter.
I guess he kind of did some trickery, it seems.
Yeah, but also he had magic.
He
had some kind of illusion magic,
so
but not actual pear producing magic.
We can't make life.
But he can make some leaves. I don't know how he did the leaves, but yeah.
That teaches you a lesson, though.
This is the wine well. And that first one was Pusong Ling. This next one's Cheng Ye Ki. Okay.
Got it.
Cheng Ye Ki.
So these are something that people should maybe take to heart because a lot of us can get consumed by greed.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
The temple, the wine well. The temple named after Lady Wang is in a nook of the Hofu Hills, which stand some 10 miles to the west of my own county. When she lived is no longer known, but the elders have passed down the following story. The old woman made her living brewing wine. Once, when a Taoist priest stayed at her home, she served them freely, giving him as much to drink as he asked for.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Like, don't be messing around. Like, after the last story, especially,
priest, yeah.
just, hey, whatever. It's
Whatever
all you,
want,
brother.
dude.
On me. On
Everything.
me.
Here, take my wife, please.
Eventually, he drank several hundred jars without paying. Okay. I was being pretty generous.
You're working at the brewery, and then these monks come in, and you're like, "All right, monks can drink free.
Yeah,
you guys can drink free. I love you guys." And then they're like, "Okay, we want 1,000."
1,000.
And you're like, "Oh no! Wait,
I already said it. They're gonna curse me if I don't." Several hundred jars of wine without paying, but the old woman never mentioned it.
Just so chill.
Chill as fuck. Then one day the priest said to the woman, I have been drinking your wine without having the money to pay you, but you allow me, if you would, to pay you. But allow me, if you would, to dig a well for you. He set to and constructed the well, and a stream of the purest wine gushed forth.
I remember this, yeah.
This is to repay you, said the priest. And he went his way. What comes around, goes around. After that, Lady Wang no longer brewed wine. She simply took what flowed from the well to satisfy her customers. Seems like, I guess, yeah.
Everybody loves it.
I don't know why you still did the work of
growing grapes.
Yeah. Since it was far finer than her previous brews, that too, customers came in droves. Within 3 years, she entered 10 of thousands of coppers, and her household became wealthy.
Nice.
Unexpectedly, the Taoist priest returned. The old woman thanked him profoundly. Was the wine satisfactory, said the priest. Good enough, replied the woman, but it left no dregs to feed my pig. The priest smiled and wrote these lines on the wall. The heavens may be great, but greater is man's greed. He made the well, she sold the wine, but said, no dregs for feed. Then he left, and the well ran dry.
Wow.
Don't be complaining. What are you complaining for, bro?
Yeah,
It's nice, but I could
nitpick.
use some dregs.
Don't
I could use some dregs. It would be nice to have some dregs, too.
Do these
Bro.
next three? Do the next three.
Yeah.
They're so short.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. There's like bongs down here.
Yeah, they have little vases, some vases.
Gold.
Gold.
Many, many years ago, there's a man in the land of Qi who had a great passion for gold. One day at the crack of dawn, he went to the market, straight to the gold dealer's stalls, where he snatched some gold and ran.
Hey, what's up, gold dealers? Look over there. Look over there. Dude, gold dealers don't keep the gold out.
Nah. I know gold dealers, and
They're in a
that would
case.
never.
It's
This
in a
is not a
case.
realistic story. The
Keep
market's
it safe.
no way. The market guard soon caught him. With so many people around, how do you expect to get away with it?
That's smart to have market guards. I hadn't thought of that.
When I took it, he replied, I only saw the gold, not the people. That's deep.
That's the end?
That's the
You
end.
only saw the gold, not
He only saw the gold, not the people.
That's true.
Why would
a
you
lot of
steal?
people do that. A lot of
Only
people
saw
do
the
that.
gold, not the people. That's crazy.
Enron.
Enron. Enron.
Halliburton.
Yeah. Well, they had those Dutch tulips.
What's the
Stump watching.
Bain Capital?
Bain Capital. BlackRock.
BlackRock. Raytheon.
Yeah. If only they had read that.
If only they saw
Before
the people,
doing
not the gold.
Raytheon, if only they had read Gold.
Instead of making missiles,
They would have just made like flowers or
they
something.
would have made air hogs. Air hogs!
Air
I've
hogs.
been wanting to do my
Air
air
hogs.
hogs. Air hogs!
This is kind of
What's this one called?
stump watching.
Stump watching.
Stump watching.
Yeah.
A farmer of Sung saw a rabbit dash into a tree trunk standing in the middle of his field. The rabbit broke its neck and died.
Yeah.
From that day, the farmer left his plowing and came to watch by the tree trunk in hopes of getting another rabbit. The farmer never got another rabbit, but he did become the laughingstock of Sung. That seems, yeah. I mean,
He never got it.
seems like maybe he needed help, or he thought that more rabbits would come to the stump. But
And break their neck.
Break
Yeah,
their neck,
Just that
but-
one time.
I thought probably like it's crazy it happened the one time. That was by Han Fizu,
Nice.
as is the next one.
We have this Kevin Costner movie paused right now, and it looks. We're watching the Kevin Costner Western,
Exactly.
and it looks like I was like, "Wait, did we pull up Dark
Exactly.
Souls? Did we pull up Dark Souls or Elden
Just
Ring?"
looks like Elden.
It looks like a screenshot from Elden Ring, but lower res.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened to Elden Ring? What happened to
yeah,
my,
why is Elden Ring so
my computer?
weird right
My
now?
PlayStation broke.
Why isn't it 4K 60 FPS?
Yeah, everyone in here looks terrible.
But yeah, it's all gray.
Buying shoes.
I
It was
didn't
a
know they wore
man of Chang who was going to buy himself shoes.
I
First,
will buy myself shoes.
I will buy myself shoes. No, you won't. No. First, he measured his foot. Then he put the measurements away. When he got to the market, he discovered that he had left them behind. After he found the shoes he wanted, he went home to fetch the measurements. But the marketplace was closed when he returned, and he never got his shoes. Someone asked him, "Why didn't you use your own foot?" "I trusted the measurements more than my foot," he replied. Maybe something
Nighttime, that
engineers...
your feet are different sizes in the morning and at night.
Yeah, so you want to do your shoes. I'll do
That's
right here.
pretty short, yeah.
The horse trader.
Okay.
A horse dealer had an excellent animal for sale, but at the market it attracted no customers. So he went to see the farmer horse trainer, Polo. "In 3 days, no one has noticed my superb horse," he said. "What I'd like to do is to walk around the horse and inspect it. Then walk away, but look back. For this I'll give you a morning's profit from my other sales." Polo circled the horse and examined it, walked away, but looked back. And within the day, the horse was sold for 10 times what it was worth.
I get it.
That's for, marketing.
Yeah, that's called market manipulation, I think, right?
Art of the deal.
Yeah.
Consumer.
Being like, I have... The Property Brothers were just in here looking at this house.
Don't you want to...
The Property Brothers might buy the house.
Yeah. Or talks.
Yeah. They're really smart at houses, so... Okay, this one's the Silver Swindle. Yeah. You want me? The art of swindling is becoming even more ingenious. There was an old man of Chinling who took some silver ingots to the money changer's shop at the Northgate Bridge, intending to exchange them for copper coins. He made a point of haggling over the silver content, talking on and on, until a young man came in from outside. The young man's manner was most respectful. He hailed the old man and said, "Your son has some business in Changchow that I was involved in. He gave me a letter and some silver ingots to deliver to you. I was on my way to your residence when I happened to see you in here." The young man handed over the silver, saluted the old man, and left. The old man tore open the letter and said to the money changer, "My eyesight is not good enough to read this letter from my son. Could I trouble you to read it for me?" The money changer complied. The letter dealt with petty family matters and closed with the words, "And accompanying 10 taels of fine silver is for your household needs." Looking pleased, the old man said, "Why don't you give me back my silver?" "Never mind about testing the silver content. According to my son's letter, these fine silver ingots he has sent me weigh exactly 10 taels, so let's exchange them for the copper cash." The shopkeeper put new silver on the scales and saw that it weighed 11.3 taels. He supposed that the son had been too busy to check the weight when he sent the letter and had written 10 taels as an approximation. The old man can't weigh it himself, the shopkeeper reasoned. I may as well let the error stand and keep the difference.
Hold up. No, thank you. That's not how you do business.
But the old man's tricking him. What if the old man was tricking him? What if this is all a scam?
This is way beyond what I was thinking.
Who do you think is scamming who?
Well, if we're getting more advanced, then maybe
So
you're
this
right.
old guy's here, and he's like doing some money changing, and then he suddenly gets a letter where he got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm too blind to see the money. How much money did I get? Can you weigh it? I think it's $10. And then he weighs it, and it's $11.
Yeah, that's very sketchy to begin with.
Yeah. So he gave the old man 9,000 copper cash, the current rate of exchange for 10 taels of fine silver. The old man hauled his coppers away. Soon another customer in the shop began snickering. "It looks like the boss has been cheated. That old man has been a con artist in fake silver for years. I spotted him when he came in, but I was afraid to mention it with him in the shop." The money changer cut open the silver and found that it was lead inside,
No.
which upset him terribly. He thanked the stranger and asked him the old man's address. "He lives about a mile from here," said the customer,
Okay,
"and there's still time to catch up with him.
Yeah,
But he's my neighbor, and if he finds out I've given him away, he'll get even somehow. So I'll let you I'll tell you where to look, but leave me out of it. Naturally, the shopkeeper wanted the man to go with him. If you'd only take me to the neighborhood and point out his place, you could leave. The old man would never know you told me. The stranger was still reluctant to become involved. But when the shopkeeper offered him 3 taels of silver, he agreed, as if he had no choice. Do you think that guy's in on it?
Yeah.
What if that guy's in on it, too?
This is scary.
That's sick if that
This is
guy's
really
in on
scary.
it. We have 12 guys. We have 50.
Constantly lying to
You
you.
just met 15 people, and they all know each other and are doing some weird scam where you
Another
just
layer.
keep giving them all money. You just keep giving all these guys money, and you're
like,
like,
if this guy
but
fits
you're
in
help me
those
catch
too."
him, right? But you're going to help me catch him.
I gotta get those first 10 guys somehow.
11th guy.
Together, the money changer and the stranger went out of the Hanshi gate. Far ahead, they could see the old man placing coppers on the counter of a wine shop and drinking with some others. Pointing, the stranger said, "There he is! Grab him quickly! I'm going!" The money changer ran into the wine shop, caught hold of the man, and began to beat him. "You dirty crook! You changed 10 taels of silver-coated lead for 9,000 copper cash. Good copper cash." Everyone gathered around, unruffled. The old man said, "I exchanged 10 taels of silver, 10 taels of silver that my son sent me. There was no lead hidden inside. Since you claim that I used fake silver, show it to me." The money changer held up the split ingot. The old man smiled. "That isn't mine," he said. "I had only 10 taels. So, I got 9,000 coppers in exchange. This fake silver seems to weigh more than 10 taels.
Bro has the ultimate loophole.
It's not the silver I had to begin with. The money changer has come to swindle me." The people in the wine shop set scales to weigh the silver, which indeed came to 11.3 taels.
Okay.
Turning angry, the crowd ganged up on the money changer and beat him.
He was off by 1 tael.
Thus, for a moment's greed, he fell into the old man's trap. He went home, bruised and burning with resentment.
Wow.
It's tough being a money changer.
It's tough being a money changer. Everyone's trying
Everybody
to scam
hates you. Everybody hates you because you're always tricky.
You slip up once
Yeah.
for 1 talon.
Let me see how many more we'll do. They're also good. When is the greed section over?
A lot of tails on greed.
Yeah. So, okay, what page are we on? We're on 65, and it ends at 86, but we've done 15 already. So yeah, we'll cut it to, yeah, we'll do social connections. I'll read one more, and then you'll read 4 more that are all really short.
Okay.
And then I'll read social connections.
Okay.
Okay. A tradesman so poor that he barely scraped a living picked up a chicken's egg one day. This is called the family's fortune. And excitedly told his wife, "Here is the family's fortune." "Where?" asked the wife. "Right here," said the man, showing her the egg. "But it will have to be 10 years before we become rich." "I'll take the egg and have the neighbor's setting hen hatch it. Out of the brood, I'll bring a female chick home to lay eggs. In 1 month, we can have 15 chickens. In 2 years, as the chickens give birth to chickens, we can have 300 chickens. They should fetch 10 pieces of silver in the market, and with the money, I'll get 5 calves. In 3 years, when the calves reproduce, I'll have 25 calves. When the calves' offspring give birth in another 3 years, I'll have 150 calves.
That's not...
This should bring in 300 pieces of silver. If I use the money to make loans in 3 years more, I'll have 500 pieces of silver. 2/3 of this to buy a house, 1/3 to buy servants, and another wife. And you
Cue that part.
and I can enjoy our remaining years to the end. Won't that be wonderful?
Yeah.
Won't that be wonderful?
Sounds great.
All the wife heard was that her husband was thinking of buying another wife.
That'd be
Angrily, she flung the egg away, smashing it and crying, "Let's not harbor the seed of disaster." Enraged, the husband beat her soundly and took her before the magistrate. We're going to go see the judge.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you up and we're going to go see the judge. This wretched woman, he said, has ruined the family's fortune at a single stroke. She should be executed.
Yeah, 300 talents.
She should be executed.
300 silver.
The magistrate asked the location of the fortune and the circumstance of the loss. The husband began with the egg and described all that had happened. The magistrate said, "An evil woman has destroyed a great family fortune in one blow. She deserves to be executed." And he ordered the woman boiled alive.
Mm-hmm. As he should. Yeah.
But the woman protested loudly. "Everything my husband has told you concerns things yet to come. Why should I suffer boiling for that?" "The concubine that your husband spoke of buying was also something yet to come,"
Ooh.
said the magistrate. "Why should you have become so jealous?" "True enough," said the woman.
Fine, boil me.
"But one cannot move to make soon when taking precautions against disaster." One cannot move too soon. The magistrate smiled and released her. Alas,
She was a criminal.
the man schemed from greed and his wife smashed the egg from jealousy. Both were minds under delusion. The wise man, free of desire, recognizes that even what exists is delusion. How much more so is that which has yet to come?
Don't don't count your chickens.
Don't catch your chickens before they hatch,
brother.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do some more. Okay, this is The Leaf by Han Tan Shun, a poor man of Chu read in the Book of Science and Learning known as the Huainan Tzu. The mantis preys upon the cicada from behind a leaf that renders him invisible. So he looked in a tree for such a leaf and saw a mantis holding one and waiting for a cicada. The man snatched at the leaf, but it fell to the foot of the tree, where so many other leaves had fallen that he could not find the one he wanted. He swept up several bushels of leaves and returned home with them. One by one he tried the leaves, asking his wife each time, "Can you see me?" Each time she answered, "Yes." As the day wore on, she grew so tired of it that she held up yet another leaf. She answered falsely, "I can't see you." So do you get what's happening with the leaves?
Not really.
So he read in the book that when the mantis holds up the leaf, it's invisible.
Okay.
So he's watching the mantis, and it dropped the leaf into a big pile of leaves, so he got all the leaves.
To try and
And he's trying to find the leaf that makes him invisible when he holds it up. And his wife lied to him just now.
Okay, I hear that.
The man was struck dumb with delight. He entered the marketplace with the leaf and holding it in front of him, and began grabbing goods in front of the owner's very eyes. The constables tied him up and took him to the judge.
Video game ass way to try and find.
I'm holding a leaf, yeah.
Trying all the items until.
The man told the whole story, and the judge burst out laughing and released him. These judges are chill.
Yeah, you want to be a judge.
The judges is like, is it a funny story? Well, then you get to leave. Then you get to leave. It's fine. It's kind of cute and funny. Okay, this is the tiger behind the fox.
Okay.
A tiger caught a fox.
Bet.
The fox said, "You wouldn't dare eat me. The gods in heaven have made me the leader of all animals.
I'm not sure if that's...
It would be a violation of the gods' mandate for you to make a meal of me. If you doubt it, let me walk in front, and you follow me to see if any animal dares stand his ground." You follow me.
Gaslighting the tiger.
Yeah. You follow me.
Oh, you didn't hear what God said?
Yeah.
He said, "I'm in charge."
If you doubt it, let me walk in front, and you follow to see if any animal dares stands his ground.
Mm-hmm.
The tiger consented and went with the fox, nose to heels. Every animal that saw them fled, amazed, and agreeing that the fox was the leader of all the animals, the tiger went on his way.
That's it.
Yeah, but do you get what happened?
You tricked him
Right, but why was everybody scared?
because you're scared of the tiger.
Right.
Yeah,
The tiger behind the fox.
the tiger behind the
They were
fox.
scared of the tiger behind the fox. That was Chung Kwose. Okay. This is Rich Man of Sung. What do you think he's gonna... It's by Han Fei Tu.
What do I think?
In Sung, there was a rich man whose wall was damaged by heavy rain. The man's son said, "There are bound to be thieves if we don't repair it." The father of a neighbor said the same thing. Sure enough, the night before repairs could be made, the rich man lost a lot of his property. The rich man's family praised their son's good sense, but suspected their neighbor's father. The guy who was also like, "Dang, someone might break in."
It's the guy that probably broke in.
That's what they're saying, yeah. Okay, this one's called The Flying Bull. It's Pusong Ling. And then you can close out with Social Connections by Ching Ching Chow.
Sounds good.
Okay. Pusong Ling's probably the best guy, TBH,
On the stories.
of the tales, because I got his full book,
Oh, nice.
The Tales from the Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio. So, this is The Flying Bull. A man who bought a strong, healthy bull dreamed that a pair of wings sprouted from the bull's shoulders, and it flew away. He took this for an unlucky sign and feared that he was about to suffer some loss. So, he led the bull to the marketplace and sold it for less than he had paid. Wrapping the money in a scarf, he slung it over his shoulder and set out for home. Halfway there, he saw a hawk eating a dead rabbit. He went over and found the bird quite tame. So he tied its leg with one end of the scarf and put it back over his shoulder. The bird thrashed about, and when the man's grip loosened, it soared away with his money. Forever after, the man told people that there is no way to avoid what fate has arranged.
Kind of you make your own fate a little bit.
Yeah,
You know?
there's no way to avoid it.
Even
There's
though,
no way.
no way I could possibly.
There's no way you could have avoided that.
Even though it was my fault. Social connections. Old Fay, a farmer, had applied himself to his acres and become tolerably rich. Tolerably rich is funny. His only regret in life was that he had no friends in high society.
One of my big regrets.
One of my big regrets is my low society
dying.
friends.
I regret that I never was friends with anyone.
I didn't wear a tuxedo. One day during a terrible rainstorm, Faye's daughter-in-law was washing vegetables by the riverbank
No.
when a small boat anchored beside a willow. Inside there was a scholar sheltering under the dripping mat awning of the boat. His clothes and shoes were drenched. His two attendants were even worse off. The boatman told the daughter-in-law that the passenger's name was Fee and he had a degree of the second rank. On the returning home, she told her father-in-law that the surprising fact that the graduate's surname was out of theirs.
He has the same name.
I was like, that's why I was kind of a little confused.
I was
for a
kind of
second.
confused,
Yeah.
yeah.
The old farmer gathered up rain gear and hurried to the boat. "What a storm," he said to the scholar. "Would you care to take refuge in our port quarters, honorable sir?"
Honorable sir.
Cold and hungry, the scholar gladly accepted. In the farmer's home, the required curtsies were performed, and the scholar was delighted to learn that they had the same name.
Social connections.
Together they had traced the family genealogy, behaving as if they were
Oh, this is
one
going to be
happy
huge because
family.
he wants me to know someone in high society. I bet this guy
This is-
can help him.
Big.
Because he's all wet.
Old Farmer Fay gave orders for a banquet. Holding the scholar by the hand, he led him out under the eaves, remarking, "I can't complain about the way of things have gone in the village. Those are my irrigated farms, so many acres, ginger, taro, and cane.
Nice.
So many patches, plentiful fish ponds, so many banks of wild rice. And
He's
besides,
killing it. He's
there are
killing
the
it.
mulberry fields and vegetable gardens and the herb patches. Besides, there's the mulberry fields, the vegetable gardens, and the herb patches
Your house is so nice.
that grow in the shade of our mulberries."
Yeah, man, your house is
You're doing
cool.
fine, man,
Your house
but
is
yeah.
great.
The old Fae drew the scholar by the hand to the left side of the hall, where they could see more than 10 tall buildings. My granaries, said the farmer, and those are the stalls for the oxen, the sheep, and the hogs. Right and left are the tenant farmers' houses and other bungalows we rent.
Oh, my bungalows.
The scholar nodded continually, his mind dazzled, his eyes covetous. When dinner was announced, old Fee invited the scholar to the table. The viands and the delicacies were abundant and clean, far from what one usually finds in a country homestead. The old farmer raised his cup and said, "This brew has been aged 5 years. We offer it today especially for my honored younger brother." The scholar thanked him profusely, and soon both fays were warmed with spirits. The scholar, for his part, gave a full account of his pedigree and connections. This official was my father's classmate, he said, and that one my examiner and patron. So-and-so, the local official, was my examiner too. Various others are my cousins.
When I took the SAT, your mom was the
I was
teacher.
there.
Your mom was the...
I knew them.
I was there.
Coach, you knew Coach.
When I took tax test, your mom was the monitor.
She said I couldn't use the bathroom, and that's why I did so bad.
I was at the start.
It's actually her fault that I had to do the summer one.
You can have an extra goldfish, so that's why I will not kill you.
That's why I'm not going to kill you right now. Others, various so-and-so...
They have so many social connections.
Yeah.
Small
Old Farmer
world.
Fay took it in with enthusiasm and reverence. The meal ended, and so did the rains. As the sun was going down, the scholar said goodbye, for he had to leave, even though the farmer begged him to stay the night. Sorrowfully,
Please.
old Fay watched him depart.
Please.
Next day, wearing his best clothes and taking a multitude of serving men, the farmer set sail. He reached the city and called on the scholar, who received him cordially. From then on, their friendship deepened. Produce from Farmer Fee's fields was frequently presented to Scholar Fee. When the fall harvest was in, part of the new crop was sent to the graduate. At the year's end, there would come a gift to preserve meats. The grateful scholar was pained that he could not do something useful in return for the food he had taken. Finally, however, he came up with an idea and consulted a certain police constable with whom he had close terms. The policeman arranged for a certain bandit to commit a crime and framed Farmer Fay for it. I see where we're going. Soon the farmer found himself in jail. Seeking help, the farmer's son rushed to the home of the scholar. "Your father treated me so generously," the scholar said.
This is Count of Monte Cristo. This happens in Count of Monte Cristo.
Faking it up. "That I will spare nothing to save him. But his offense is not light. This isn't something I can take care of by pulling in a word. We're involved with a bunch of real crooks here, so what's the deal with this, I wonder?" The son said, "There's no way to free my father or follow our instructions to the letter." The scholar told him how much to pay the bribe to this official and that official, how much for the magistrate's clerk, the constable, and last of all, the bandit. Paying off the higher-ups and lower-downs would cost 5,000 ounces of silver. Jesus. Now, the wealth of the farmer in this land, there is little cash. Unable to raise the entire amount, the son was forced to give all the deeds for the land and buildings to the scholar, who even took possession of the property in name of other officials.
Fuck.
He even circulated petitions and instructions to his superiors and inferiors to milk the son from every possible angle.
No.
To meet these demands, the father's son was reduced to netting sparrows and unearthing rats, as they say, doing any odd job that would turn a penny. At last, when the household was stripped clean, the father was set free. 1 year had passed.
What? He was so mean.
That's insane. While in prison, the farmer felt ever grateful to the scholar for keeping him in mind.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Yeah, absolutely. Old Fay often remarked that he was lucky to know the young man. When he finally returned home and counted up his losses, all that was left to him in the world was his wretched family. The air shook with great sobs, but before his tears had time to dry, a representative of the receiver of his property arrived. When the farmer had called himself, he fell to wondering why a bandit he had never met could have wreaked such vengeance upon him. So he killed a chicken and took with some wine back to jail to feast the bandit and ask the cause of his hatred. "I ruined you and your family," the bandit said, "yet you have come to feed me.
Hell yes.
You must be an honorable man.
That's cool.
I can no longer conceal the truth,
I'm
which
gonna
is
go
that
get
your young
Chick-fil-A,
brother..."
take it to the guy who killed my
What the hell?
family.
Yeah. "Your brother, the scholar, instructed the constables to do everything." Hearing this, the old farmer realized at last what had happened. He dashed to the graduate's home, but time and again was told the scholar fee was away on business. Unable to vent his anger there, the old farmer went home and laid blame on his daughter-in-law.
No.
Okay,
What
not
do you
really
mean?
her fault at all.
She was cool.
I don't-
I've never even heard of her.
She never even came up.
She hasn't even been mentioned.
Not at all relevant. If we're not for you, early on she was like by the river. She like met him. She was the first guy to meet the scholar.
Oh, right. She
Sure,
found
her fault.
Yeah, I forgot.
If it were not for you, he said, this disaster would never have happened. Your surnames
Totally
happen to be the same, she
fault.
replied. So I mentioned it to you. I didn't ask you to get involved with the man. Fair. In his anguish, the old farmer cursed her. And she was so outraged that she hanged herself.
No.
The son, furious
No.
at seeing his wife dead for no reason, also hangs himself.
Shit.
And old Fag, now having neither home nor descendants, put the cord around his own neck too. The end.
Wait, all...
That's it.
So the guy... All three of the people in the story
himself.
killed themselves?
Except for the scholar who just took
Oh,
the
the
money.
scholar didn't kill himself.
And I think that
He got their farm.
nothing bad happened to him.
Yeah, he got their farm.
I'm not really sure where the folly of greed... It seems like greed really worked out for the scholar.
Scholar really bossed up.
Really bossed up on that
He
shit.
bossed up for the summer.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Nice.
That was crazy with the social connections, man.
Yeah, there's like, you gotta just be grateful for what you have. You can't be like wanting to...
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like he had the best farm ever. So
By far the best. There was no reason...
and the scholars sounded like his setup sucked.
Yeah, I don't know if... He was jealous of the status, but not... He should have been...
He had so many
Realized he
granaries.
was rich.
He had so many grain silos. So.
He had so many grain silos and fish ponds.
Yeah. So everybody take stock of your grain silos and fish ponds.
Appreciate what you
the
have.
mulberry bushes that grow in the shade.
All
Think
your mini
about
home,
that.
all 10 of your tall buildings.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.